Before you leave, I have a couple of questions to you guys. Thank you very much for having us. The show is very good. Starting to you, how was the turn up? How did you find the event?
I mean, there's a slogan we have in, I think it's the movie industry back then, it goes like this: the show must go on. That is the slogan for every creative to adopt. And that slogan, it means that at every situation, creativity is inside of you. So you need to be able to bring it out at every instance. So all we're doing is to sharpen you enough to bring it out at all times. So for me, the show must go on.
Yes, you mentioned something about support. There is no investment in the fashion industry in Africa. How do you think the future of fashion industry looks like if there is no support, there is no investors?
The future is promising. I mean, I can tell you that with all confidence because the fashion industry is lots of billion-dollar, industry, right? And currently, for example, Kenya is doing so well in textile and apparel industry. The southern part of Africa that are doing so well, they export the most in Africa when it comes to textile and apparel. This industry creates the most employment for women and youths. This is a very promising industry, and I think we are beginning to adopt it. So it's evolving. I mean, it's very promising right now.
What message can you send to African fashion designers, African governments in the support of art and creativity before we go to the gentleman on your...
Yes, very quick one. The first most important thing is to create a synergy between the public and private sector. So the public sector is the government. The government can come by creating enabling policies and environment for creatives to thrive. For example, we're here at Best Western Meridian Hotel. That's a facility. The government can create multiple facilities like this to encourage runway shows and where models or creatives can show themselves. The government can also create funding or access to grants for creatives. These are ways the government can support. Then the private sector, they are always evolving. So when we have this synergy, which we believe comes from awareness, promotion, awareness, and education. That's why we have the mentorship. You must have a mentor to learn from, and then when you do that, all of this will make the industry grow so well.
For your fashion festival, you mentioned something about unity. Why do you see African fashion designers, people in the creative industry, what is missing? What people are not putting power together, force together? What is missing?
Okay, actually, thank you so much. In Africa, we lack belief in ourselves. We don't believe that we can do it.
Yeah.
So we need that. We need to start believing in ourselves. Everything is in Africa. We need unity. When we come together, we collaborate, we partner like me and my brother now. The Foreign Fashion Festival and the AFAA will also go far. You understand? But if it is him alone, if it is me alone, there's a where I cannot go. You understand? But when we partner, that is called unity. We are united right now, and that's what I want African designers to collaborate. You can even sit down, create something, and give it out there.
Yes. What do you guys see about in sustainability, sustainable fashion? We have seen different collections here, very well made. So how do you see? Maybe each one can share how you think the future of sustainability in the fashion industry. I saw one of the designer having a recycled and recycled outfit. That is very amazing. So how do you see sustainability in East Africa? Let's start with Mr. Kingsley.
Well, I mean, for example, all over the world we're promoting recycling of fashion. How to put it, upholding the ecosystem. For example, Kenya yesterday had a public holiday, which is for planting trees. Do you understand?
Yes.
So they've banned a lot of polythene. I mean, it shows that it doesn't just end with what we're doing now. It's a circle, right? So if we preserve the ecosystem, it will help us. Then secondly, the textile and apparel industry, we need to invest in it, develop it. We have a lot of wool, the woven materials. They need to, believe in these things, develop this sector, allow the creatives to have access to places where these things can be harnessed. And when that is done, I mean, it becomes sustainable because we don't have to go to China to get fabrics. We don't have to go to other countries like Europe and America to get fabrics. The fabrics are here. So if we can harness these things...
Let me tell you, you mentioned something about China. Why do you think made in Africa is expensive than made in China?
Let me tell you one thing. Electricity is expensive in Africa. Distribution access is expensive in Africa. So when you want to produce, mass production is what they do in China. And for them to do that, they need funding. Because the machineries to use to produce in mass requires a lot of funds. If you don't invest in creatives with the right amount of funds to get this equipment, they can produce in mass to sell at affordable rates. So people are just trying to be able to produce, for maybe subsistence standard, and then they are selling. It's expensive. So that's why I said the government needs to work on policies and enabling environment. When they do that, these things can be produced in large quantity and it becomes affordable.
So, Mr. For your fashion festival, so how do you think sustainability in Africa before we conclude our conversation?
Now, actually, most of the things have been said by my brother, but what we need to sustain our African fashion industry.
Yes.
We just need to invest in this industry. We are calling our leaders to invest in this industry because it even promote our economy. You understand?
Yes.
Our economy will grow, so we need our investors to come in, and they need to encourage the designers. Now, can you even live without? You cannot come here without a clothes. That means fashion is the key, and we have everything. We have it here in Africa.
Yes, I know you have a message for fashion designers as well. Fashion lovers, fashion enthusiasts. What should you tell them now?
Sorry?
You have a message for fashion designers and fashion lovers.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, as a fashion lovers, especially the designers, I want you guys to modernize your fashion, but make sure you keep the authenticity. You keep it authentic, like real African. There should be something that shows that you are African. You understand? That's what I can tell you. Let's keep it authentic and let's keep going.
Thank you so much.
Let me add to fashionistas.
Yes.
Now, I want every fashionista to patronize Africa, buy Africa, wear Africa, promote Africa. That is my message.